come once again to discuss things.
Alrighty then, hi everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Geeky Gentlemen. I am Sid Part 2, and joining me today is Zazubar, and perhaps Milan Jeftik 1992. He is off currently, I don't know, having sex with Jabba the Hutt, because that's his mate. I don't
frogs
judge,
out of
except
dishes of water.
But anyway, so Milan may show up, he may not, he's a free spirit, I guess.
He's free as a stallion.
Milan's like, I do not have to abide to your schedule that I agreed to abide to.
Don't have to show up to their silly little podcast.
That's, you know what, fuck it, that's all this episode's gonna be, is just us doing Milan impressions.
Yes, I am okay with this. Star Wars, it is, I do not like the Star Wars. I think that the wars in the stars were a bad idea. I prefer the battle in the star, the battle star in the Galactica. Do you know what I mean? I prefer. I think that is better. Do you know what I mean, Ian? Do you know?
Yes, indeed. All right. Anyway, sorry everyone.
Quickly.
Yes, it fell apart very quickly because I just can't keep up that level of silliness. This is not the Demons from Outer Space. We actually like to go places.
We like to go places too. Those places just are places of hilarity.
Here's my criticism for Demons from Outer Space. No story is ever finished on that show. It always, like, you'll say something, it's gonna sound really interesting, and then you get about 2 sentences into it, and one of you fuckers makes a stupid joke, and then it's just gone forever.
Like what? What story did we never finish?
I don't know. I don't keep track. I just know it happens.
I do remember one episode we said I said to Dylan, I have gold, and he was like, okay, cool. And then we spent 45 minutes talking about nothing, and then finally I'm like, oh yeah, we had a point.
Okay, anyway. No, everyone, on this week, we will not be talking about Milan. We will not be talking about the Demons from Outer Space.
You should listen to it.
You know, you're welcome for the plug, Bill. This week on Geeky Gentlemen, we will be discussing what we would do if Mickey Mouse walked into our door and said, "Oh, we want you to write the new Star Wars episode."
And after immediately making sure that the pot I bought wasn't laced with LSD, I would then shoot that fucker in the head.
You wouldn't take the script writing job for Star Wars
No,
episode 7?
because I would be so convinced that what I just saw was either a hallucination or my kidneys are about to be stolen. Like the thought that what he's saying even matters would never occur to me.
No, but in all seriousness, if in Magical Land where this shit just happens, if you were offered the job to write Star Wars Episode 7, would you take it?
That is a very difficult question. And to answer it, I'm going to say this disclaimer first of all. I would never, at one of these big comic book conventions, ever claim to be a Star Wars fan. Now, that does not mean I don't like Star Wars. I love Star Wars. But I am just not familiar enough with the universe, and I haven't seen the movies enough to claim to be a Star Wars fan. Therefore saying, I don't know if I would have the most original or most interesting take on the universe to bring it back after a long absence, but more than that, after an absence of people hating on the most recent addition to the franchise. So what I think would happen, because I know me, is if I get involved with something that has a big fan base that I'm not really a fan of, that I don't have my own take on, I tend to just look at what the fans consider the best stuff and just make more of that, without any kind of input by me. So I feel like what would happen is my Star Wars script would be everything everybody raves about in Empire, just with new names, new locations, and some new elements. So, therefore, there are two ways I could finally come to the conclusion of whether or not I take said job. One, do I really want that money? And the answer is yes. Or B, do I respect Star Wars fans enough, and do I respect the franchise, which I do like enough, to walk away from it knowing that I'm not the best man for the job? And then I realized that I live in America, and the clear answer is to take the money and run.
For me, I would hands down take it, and I don't know that I necessarily have a particular vision in mind, but I like Star Wars enough. Like, I'm very much like you, Bill. I consider myself a fan of Star Wars, but I feel like if I say that, Star Wars fans will jump me or, like, you know, question my cred, you know?
Absolutely.
Like, I have a lightsaber. I own the 6-movie Blu-ray collection. I feel like I qualify, but no, because if I don't know every fucking detail, that I'm, you know, just a, like, you know, bandwagoner or whatever.
Well, I feel like that...
is I feel like the reaction that I'd get.
I especially feel that way because I don't own all the movies.
Yeah.
So I would feel even more like a bastard for calling myself a Star Wars fan. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd take the job because I also don't know if I would be interested enough to take the job.
I mean, like, I don't know how not interested you can be. I mean, come on, in all honesty, if it actually... Like, let's say instead of magical world right at this moment, let's say that you made a couple movies, you're, you know, out of your film school thing, and you're in your like, movie writing career, you've made it, and your movies are getting a lot of really good reviews, and you're writing your own scripts, and the studio approached you, not necessarily for just Episode 7. This title is Episode 7, but we'll broaden this out to anything in this extended universe they're planning.
Yeah, the Disney Star Wars series.
Yeah. If Disney approached you and said, we want you to write and direct a Star Wars movie, like, you can do whatever you want in that sandbox.
I do have free reign.
Within reason, you gotta at least... You have free reign in the same way that, like, the writers of Captain America 2 had free reign in the Marvel. Let me put it that way.
I would be tempted, definitely. But I don't know, Okay, now let me ask you this. Do I have to make the new trilogy, or can I just make one that is my take on a very particular aspect of the Star Wars universe?
Well, like, they're talking about making, like,
Boba Fett movie and...
Yeah, Boba Fett movie.
See, I would
that.
be way more interested in making a Boba Fett movie than I would be in making Episode 7.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I just put Episode 7 as the title because that's, like, obviously the first one. And, you know, it's easier to talk about the larger scale thing than it is to talk about the smaller scale thing first, you know? Like, I can definitely see where you're, like, coming with, like, oh, people wouldn't like it, but this is fantasy world, you know, Bill, you're never gonna be a success.
Oh,
you
fuck
don't have
you!
To worry about this happening.
See, I know if I'm not a success, I'm gonna take you down with me. You're gonna be less.
What the? How could I possibly be any less?
I'm just gonna take you down with me, motherfucker. You've sealed your doom. We're gonna die in this harsh, cold world of Hollywood together.
No, but I do see where you're coming from. Like, yeah, I mean, neither of us is probably the best person for the job, even if we were, like, successful.
Though, I will also say that giving franchises over to people who are not enormous fans but have a respect for the material has proved to work in the past. Nicholas Meyer, Star Trek II, Wrath of Khan. Not a Star Trek fan at all, but he turned in one hell of a fucking badass movie. J.J. Abrams with the new Star Trek movies.
Like, and those are hotly contested, but still. They're
successes, and...
They're fun, at least. You you can't deny that they're fun, even if they're slightly
Though that, and
problematic.
they're also more like Star Wars movies than Star Trek movies.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how the visual style of Episode 7 is going to compare to the new Trek
Well, my
movies.
question is, what's going on with the new Trek universe now that Abrams probably won't be working in it anymore?
He didn't want to make the second
Yeah.
one.
Well, I'm just saying, who are they going to turn it over to?
I don't know, I thought they were already working on it, but oh well.
I want to see a crossover.
Everything I hear the Trek fans saying is that they just want a new television show, and I understand that.
I would say so.
Because, like, it would be, like, you know, you and I are both Whovians, and we'll try not to get too into Doctor Who in this. I could see the frustration there as if, like, all we were getting were 2 Doctor Who movies in, like, 30 years. That would be kind of annoying.
Well, it wouldn't be 30 years. The last Star Trek movie came out in 2002? It was Nemesis. So
Okay.
It wasn't that long.
Yeah, but
it was like, they had like a 7-year wait. And they had Enterprise after.
If all you movies every couple years, though, that's still,
Oh, no.
like...
But imagine if Doctor Who ended, which it did technically, but instead of getting rebooted with a new series, it was rebooted with a new movie. And it wasn't like Star Trek. It was like Star Trek, where it's a totally new universe. It's not like it's the same Doctor Who universe. It's a new take on it. And we were only getting one movie every like 3 or 4 years. That would be frustrating, and I would definitely be more inclined to be like, I just want a new Doctor Who show. So I see where they're coming from that way as well.
Yeah, but let's get back to Star Wars. Like, I agree. Neither of us is the person that, like, you would go to, and there are definitely better people out there. But I just, like, if you had to do it, if Mickey Mouse had a gun to your head, and there was a pen in your hand, and you had to write the script whilst crying, and you needed to make sure it was good.
Okay, I have to think that this is good. I can't make, like, a horrible Star Wars movie just to fuck over the mouse.
No, you cannot make Jar Jar Binks' long-lost brother
May I
show
also
up.
just say that I'm kind of flattered that Mickey Mouse is so gung-ho about me working on a Star Wars movie. That's kind of flattering. I guess Mickey Mouse is a big William Stone fan. Cool.
I guess. You just fucking make a Han Solo movie.
Oh god,
like,
that would be it. Fuck Boba Fett. I want to make a Han Solo movie.
You just make a Han Solo movie where he's got Chewie, like, locked up in a closet and he's watching fucking bad movies. And it's like, I've been scared shitless! Just, like, quick flashback to, hey, this is a classic!
Oh, I get it. That was a World Far Place reference.
It was.
Wow, well
Plug,
done.
plug.
I would want to do a movie where somebody tries to seduce Han Solo back into the world of smuggling after he's kind of become respectful after the original trilogy. That's what I'd be interested in. And I suppose that they could do that in the new trilogy without it being the focal point.
Yeah, for me, I think I just want to talk a little bit about Episode 7, because, like, you're all like, you're such a character guy, and I'm such
I'm a
metaphor
big character guy, so I'm like, I want to make a movie about this guy.
For me, like, the thing I would like to focus on for Episode 7, and they might actually do this, is there was that scene in the prequels, and, you know, prequels overall not good, but nuggets of gold here and there. One of the coolest scenes in the prequels is Yoda with the Padawans, right? It's so endearing, and I would love to see Luke, since Mark Hamill is coming back, and you could have him back.
Most of the ones that are still alive are coming back.
Yeah, since Mark Hamill's coming back, I really want to see Luke training Padawans. That's actually the mental image I had that got this idea for this video started. I would love to see Luke training Padawans, and overall, I'd like a big part of the movie to be rebuilding the Jedi
I completely
Order.
agree. Yeah.
But people not trusting it because the Jedi Order is kind of what brought around the Galactic Empire. So I think there's a lot of interesting stuff there that could really be focused on, like, you know, oh yeah, Luke, we're thankful to you for, you know, blowing up the Death Star and all that shit, but, you know, no, fuck that. You're not bringing back Jedi. That's dead religion.
What if they were like,
staying
you
dead
can
now.
be the only Jedi,
That'd
and we only want you because otherwise we don't trust that many people having that much power. So you're the only person. You're like the Jedi.
And it'd be cool, like, since Liam Neeson and all the guys that did the older version of Kenobi, the older guy that did Kenobi isn't still
That
around,
guy's
but
been long dead.
yeah, but like Ewan McGregor, that's it. Since all the like Force Ghost people are still alive, you could totally like start playing with Luke talking to the Force Ghosts.
Well, you can't
That'd
do
be cool.
Kenobi's Force Ghost. Unless you give Ewan McGregor aging makeup.
Yeah, I guess, but still, I don't know. I think you could pull. I think you could pull it off, or you know, just go all like Superman Returns with it, and just use the like audio clips from like bonus footage of the first movie. Yeah,
You could totally do that. You could totally get away with that. I want to see him
CGI's
talking
good
to
enough. You could probably. Yeah, that'd be cool. And I'm not one of those people that hated the Hayden Christensen Force Ghost thing.
I'm not a fan.
I didn't care for it, but I was like, but people were like outraged.
No, I
ripping
wasn't
their hair
outraged.
out.
I just
Like,
don't think he's very good. I was watching Revenge of the Sith recently, and I was like, oh my god. There are some really bad moments where he's so much better in Attack of the Clones.
Well, the thing is, it's not a good.
No,
script
well, he's also.
as far as
I also
dialogue
don't think
goes.
George Lucas is very good behind the camera. Like he didn't.
Yeah.
Like, what's the best Star Wars movie? Empire. He didn't direct.
Yeah, direct.
It was Irvin Kershner, and who wrote the best Star Wars script? Lawrence Kasdan, not George Lucas.
I didn't know
he
that.
wrote Empire.
I thought he'd written all the original scripts. But anyway, I think that Hayden Christensen was okay, but like if you're gonna bring anyone back to do it, you might as well use him, I guess. If
Get him an acting coach and sure, why not?
Come on, he was all right in Loop and Jumper.
Oh
Almost
god,
said
Jumper
Looper.
was a horrible movie.
But he was okay.
It's such like a. I mean, that's not the movie where you point to like he was good in that.
I just tried to think, what else has he been in?
Takers, which I didn't see.
Neither did I.
Hayden Christian, I don't know. He's not the worst he's not the worst actor ever, but he's not good.
No, but like, it'd be interesting to see Luke consulting with the Force Ghosts and stuff. Even just with Yoda, just because you gotta get Frank Oz to do Yoda as many
Definitely
times
do
as
Yoda.
possible.
The other interesting thing is like, you know, the whole concept of rebuilding the Republic.
Or like, because you'd still have like, you got to think about how to make a galactic republic work. You're gonna have people that don't want to join, and there'll just be all these civil wars all over the place.
I imagine. Well, the whole idea is like, after most empires fall in history, it's a big deal, and it causes a lot of problems to Republic. When the Roman Empire fell, it was one of the darkest periods in human history. Now, this isn't the same thing, because clearly the rebellion had some kind of power outside of the Empire. But even still, the Empire is not just, like, I don't buy that after Return of the Jedi, that was it. And in the expanded universe, it's not. There's a whole big, you know, once they take down the main pegs of the Empire, there's still a whole segment they have to deal with. Because there are still people who are faithful to the Sith. So, I think that's where you go. There's an admiral in the expanded universe. I don't remember his name. Yeah,
Is it the blue guy?
That's who I want to see. Because
as like the villain.
absolutely.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Or either that, or he doesn't have to be the villain necessarily. Or at least maybe not in the first movie. I don't know if the best way to do it is to make the Empire the main threat.
Like, who should
Well,
be
in
the threat,
also
then?
in the expanded universe, there was a war that followed the fall of the Empire, which was this invading alien force who tried to fill in the void made by the Empire. and they invaded, and that was basically the expanded universe version of the sequel to the films. So I say go there, just introduce someone new. Maybe introduce, or like have the Sith like go to this alien race and team up with them to try and invade the galaxy. Try to take down the newly reformed Republic. That's to me what you do.
Yeah, it could work. I don't know. I think it needs to build out of what is there in the original series. If not like the Empire, you need some kind of connection to the Sith, because I think that's the biggest problem with all of the movies. Is there is not enough clash between Sith and Jedi, and that is arguably the most interesting part of all of them. I mean, why do you want to see a Star Wars movie? Lightsaber battles, right? Yeah, I mean, like, come on, give us some more of those. You know, have the what do they call those guys in the red cloaks? The Emperor's Guard.
Guards, yeah.
Yeah, Sidious had trained them to use like some Jedi tactics.
Oh yeah, those
Sith
lightning
tactics.
sabers. Yeah, they weren't lightsabers; they were kind of something else, but they did have them.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, just make like that a thing, like where there's like a kind of like a cult around, like the cult of Sidious or something.
Right. Well, let's bring back the Sith, and I think that in most expanded universe stuff, there's a new Sith Lord that tries to retake the Empire.
Yeah, and I've never really gotten into the Star Wars expanded universe. I'm sure it's fine. It's just like, where do you begin?
True.
It's like dive into.
I'd like to see an alien Sith Lord, somebody who's not human.
Yeah, I would love to see more, especially nowadays with all you can do with CG and practical effects blended. You need to do more aliens in this damn thing. Even the prequels didn't have enough.
They had more, but yeah, they definitely still.
Like, as main characters, though, the closest we got to an alien as a main character in the prequels was fucking Jar Jar Binks. And that's just...
Yeah, pretty much. Chewie in the original trilogy.
I said it.
I know, but I'm just expanding on your point.
Like there's two,
and you've got
3PO
and R2-D2.
But those are droids; they're not
human.
aliens. Yeah.
Are they going to be in the prequel? Oh yeah, they definitely are because they got the two guys back. So.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like I would love to see more aliens, and Alien Sith is always cool. That was one thing that was so cool about Darth Maul. He was so criminally underused. Like, that's the thing, the one thing I have seen of the expanded universe is fucking, like, Robo-Legs Darth Maul. My God.
They brought him back.
In Clone War, I know that, he was in a comic and he had robot legs, and he, fought Kenobi, on Tatooine, while, in the period between 3 and 4, where he was guarding Luke.
Awesome.
Yeah, and, I think they brought him back in the Clone Wars television show.
I don't know if it was exactly him,
later.
but they brought his race back.
No, I'm pretty sure they actually brought Maul back. I remember them making a big deal out of that, in an advertisement.
I heard
at one
Ewan
point.
McGregor wants to do a movie that's set in between 3 and 4, where he's kind of the intermediary Obi-Wan Kenobi during his time on Tatooine. It's kind of interesting.
I don't know, how big of an action-packed film you can get.
Well, what you'd have to do is you'd have to contrive a way for him to get off Tatooine for some reason. Like, something happens where he has to come...
Well, you could always do the thing, I think Family Guy, when they did their, Star Wars episodes, probably made the greatest point ever. And, it's hilarious, but still. It's I didn't know that you were around. I was living on your home planet with your half-brother going under the name Skywalker. Yeah, it's kind of an oversight on the Empire's part.
No idea why they didn't change his name.
Right? Because would you ever change the name Skywalker?
I guess not.
That is the lottery of names. You take the risks.
I guess
man.
so.
You take the risks.
I guess if my name was Luke Skywalker, I would probably not change that name. what were we talking about, though? Alien Sith Lords.
Yeah.
I'd definitely like to see those.
No, I want to go back to something you said, though, with Kenobi, like, being on the planet, like, taking care of Luke. I wouldn't want it to be a, like, full movie.
No, definitely.
What I would want that to be, I would love for that to be, like, like a time-lapse of his life, like, checking in on Luke periodically, kind of watching over his shoulder. I would love for that to be the first thing we see after the opening credits scroll on one of the movies. I would love to see that, and like that's what he's doing is just watching over Luke's whole life. Yeah, or as a short or something like that. Just like that, I think would be a good way to lead into some of this extended stuff.
I agree. Just do Obi-Wan getting older.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with the, like I said, blend CGI and makeup for old person effects, because whenever they try to go one or the other, it tends to...
Or do it animated.
Yeah. Hello? Hey, Milan. Milan is here, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Last night was interesting. Oh.
No, we don't want to hear about it. I read the tweets. This is terrible.
Yeah. Oh.
I don't want to know. But Milan, we're on the topic of Star Wars, if you didn't already know.
Yeah. It's the one with the Enterprise, right?
Yeah, that's the one. The one with the Cylons in it.
The one with the one with that like wooden box with the blue and the
It's about the giant
on
circle that you travel in space in. Like you walk through the gateway and it travels in space.
Yeah,
that's it,
yeah.
right?
How funny would it be? Like, God, I'm telling you, if I ever get a job as like set designer for like one of these big franchises like Star Trek or Star Wars or something, I just want to put a TARDIS somewhere in the background of like a big shot and just let somebody see it.
Is that a fucking TARDIS?
Like dude, it's so funny. In one of the Green Lantern comics, alright, so there's this character Larfleeze, and he's like, his whole thing is about greed and avarice, and so he's a fucking hoarder, and occasionally you'll get to go into like his home, his lair, and you'll see just piles of shit all the time. In one of the piles you can see a TARDIS. It's fucking awesome. Just in the background, like, awesome.
There was a crossover they did between Star Trek and Legion of Superheroes. I think I told you about this. And the villain says, "Oh, I've dealt with time travelers before." And he just shows, these are some examples of some of them I've dealt with. And he just turns to a room with like a DeLorean in there and a fucking TARDIS and all these different... Oh, and the Wayback Machine from Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Oh, that's funny.
It's really clever.
Anyway, so back
have they
back
ever
to
dealt
what we were
with
talking
time travel
about.
in Star Wars?
I mean, they have to have had.
I think it'd be...
You have to have time travel in a universe like that.
I think it might be kind of interesting to do it like a kind of like I think it might work best as a video game or as a cartoon, where you have one of the characters kind of travel in time through the different eras of Star Wars and fight in the different wars and shit. Like for a minute he's in the Clone Wars, then he's in the fucking Old Republic, and then he's in the middle of the original trilogy, or then he's in the future. Like, to me, that's what you do. I heard somebody, I don't remember who it was, I think it might have been Kevin Smith, who was talking about that's what you should do with a Boba Fett movie. Have him travel in time and just kind of play around in these different Star Wars worlds. So,
you know what would be awesome about that? Is if that's what makes Boba Fett have such a big reputation as like this immortal warrior that's always been around and been part of every war or something like that. That would be so
if he's
fucking...
a legend, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, Milan, welcome to the Star Wars video. Bill and I have been going for a while, so we're gonna like put all the pressure on you right now. How would you do a Star Wars movie? Doesn't necessarily have to be Episode 7. What would you do? Because I know you're not a huge fan of this franchise.
Well, first thing, first things first. I'll finally resolve that whole conflict with Captain Kirk and Spock.
Relieve all the sexual tension.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And the fucking Emperor will just be sitting there watching, go, yes, yes, see my anger at last.
Okay, no, but in all seriousness, though, go ahead and give me like a pitch. What's something that you like? Because I did want to make sure you were in this video because I know you're not a fan of the franchise. You're not like really into it, and that's fair. You don't have to be. But I'm curious, what about it could be done to make you like it? I guess. What would Star Wars have to do to make Milan enjoy it, short of butt sex?
Well, that's a tall order. A tall order. I can't talk today. But anyway,
So welcome to your podcast.
A talking experience.
Sorry, everyone. My brain has turned to jelly, and the jelly is sentient and it's screaming at me, and it's really hard to comprehend everything when there's jelly screaming into your skull. But essentially, what I think is that Star Wars had the makings of something really great. It had, like, I was looking at some fan art of Star Wars last night, or early this morning, and I gotta say, those awesome 3D statues of Darth Maul, of Darth Vader, I'm like, this could have been really interesting, really fascinating of a thing. And it is, in a way. I mean, it has Darth Vader in it. He's kind of interesting looking. And I'm like, yes, he is kind of interesting looking. And it all kind of is interesting, and I like it. I love it all. It's just, well, Star Wars is one of those things that it's just, I want to see more of the expanded universe. It's just like, we got to see, like, the main heroic quest. Might as well see something other in the universe. I mean, it seems so huge, isn't that right, Mickey? Yeah, just something bigger on the inside. Like something a bit more of a complexity to it. We got the hero, we got the main bad guy, we got that basic quest down. There are so many stories, it seems, in that whole entire world that, you know, Joseph Campbell can go fuck off or whatever. Or whatever that guy's name that wrote that book about
Who's
the
Joseph
hero with
Campbell?
1,000... No, is it Joseph Campbell? The guy who wrote The Hero of 1,000 Faces.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's Space Samurai, for fuck's
Fair
sake.
enough. Like, what in particular would you like to see? Like, what is a storyline, like something in the universe with the characters already established, or with new characters that you would like to see done? Like, what kind of turns would you like it to take?
I would finally want, Scotty to get the gold.
What?
Okay, I'll give Milan a couple minutes to wake the fuck up and get
I
on track
literally
here.
don't. I literally have no interest in Star Wars. I just want to. This is what I want to do. There was this episode about this girlfriend on some reality show or some such, about this girl just destroying her boyfriend's Star Wars model collection because apparently he only paid attention to it instead of her. And so she took a camera crew, took a baseball bat, and it was just like hundreds of dollars worth of cool, high-def, high-quality little statuettes from the movie. And she just destroyed them all. And she's like now she will pay
what a
attention.
fucking bitch.
I know. And I'm like, you know, that's what I want to do. I just want to ruin Star Wars. I just want the
Why?
greatest. I don't know, just so people.
Yeah, like, dude, no, get off of that shit. This is your opportunity. Give me a serious, like, pitch for something you would do. If here's the situation Bill and I have been working with. If Mickey Mouse walked into your door and told you that he wanted you, for whatever reason, to write a serious sequel to go into the Star Wars film franchise, and you could do anything, and you could make it good, what would you try to do? Be serious here. Come on.
If Mickey Mouse walked into my room...
Yes, be serious to Mickey Mouse's offer to you.
Take the mouse's offer seriously, Milan.
God damn it.
Okay.
Oh, there's one thing I want to know about Star Wars. Apparently in the expanded universe, Luke gets married. How does that work if he's a Jedi?
He's the newest. He's starting the Jedi, so he gets to make
He's
the
just
new
like,
rules.
listen, we can fuck now. That's cool.
Considering that the last Jedi Order fell because one guy wanted to get married and he wasn't allowed to. It's not a bad idea.
No, I'm all for it. I'm not against the idea of Jedis getting married. I just want to know if they address that at all.
No Jedi relationships.
I wonder if the Jedi. This is so
God,
dark. I wonder if the
Jedi.
Jedi have the same problem that the Catholic priests do.
There have been Padawan jokes before. Hell, there's one in Epic
Is
Quest.
there?
Yeah, like when the Jehovah's Witness, who I accidentally call a Mormon because that's where my head was at that time, when the Jehovah's Witness comes to the door and starts interviewing us, and Bobby starts comparing the Catholic Church to Jedi, he goes, the Jedi, the Catholic priests, they have their little, altar boy problem, and the Jedi got their Padawans. And it's funny, because he says that line, and Red, who was playing the Jehovah's Witness, just loses his shit, and he couldn't believe that he just said it.
So everyone, I'll be right back. Fucking hell.
This is lovely.
This is great.
Ugh. 2 hours late and too busy for the show when he gets here. Only Milan.
It's okay. It would have just been an hour of fuck Star Wars.
Pretty much. I mean, that's pretty sad. I go, you can do whatever you want. Fucking hate Star Wars. What? Like, I don't think he's fully awake yet, because it seems like he just heard, like, half of my question,
Mutters that in his sleep at night. Fuck Star Wars. Fuck bullshit.
Fuck Star Wars. No, like, the thing is, Milan just hates anything popular. He's a hipster, but he doesn't want to admit it. He just, like, fucking Batman, Star Wars, just anything that, like, people love, he just hates because he has to be different.
I see.
That's my theory about it. He'll deny it up and down, but that's my theory. You ever listen to... It's the exact same arguments he makes about Batman, so it's funny.
I see. I understand. I don't sympathize, but I understand. It's interesting, though, because... what were we talking about, though?
I don't know. Milan showed up, and we all kind of just went crazy.
I kind of see his point a little bit, though, with... We've had two trilogies of basically the journey of a hero. And I kind of have a feeling that they'll do it again in the new series with I mean, obviously it's most likely gonna be about Luke's son, Ben Skywalker.
Yeah.
I'm confident that's what it'll be about, and I'm totally okay with that. I think that's a good idea to do it, but I do agree with them that, like, let's do something a little different aside from one lone hero trying to take down a galactic empire. So.
That was one of the cool things about Episode 2 and parts of 3 was that kind of like Jedi community thing that they had going on.
Indeed. Well, consider this. Luke and this other hot chick who he marries and fucks and has a kid with, Ben, which results in Ben Skywalker, is paralleled with Leia and Han having a kid. And they have 3 kids. 2 of them are twins, I think, and then one of them is I think he's older or younger, I don't know. And his name is Anakin Solo, which seems like a great idea. Now, let's name our kid after the one who went crazy. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Anakin Solo becomes a Sith Lord. So
Really?
No,
Didn't
not at
see
all.
that
Like
one
this,
coming.
like I bet Han was like, "God damn it, why do we need to get after the one who went crazy?" And Leia's like, "What?" Han, speak up. Why do we name the one after the one who went crazy? He's dead.
Fair enough.
No, I think what you do is you do a trilogy about Anakin Solo becoming a Sith Lord and Ben Skywalker becoming a Jedi, and you kind of have them be really close, because this is something that hadn't really been done before. You didn't have one of them. You didn't have a Sith Lord and a Jedi kind of happening at the same time, kind of being friends and becoming enemies at the same time. So the idea.
See, I was thinking about this the other day. I made that video talking about, like, how to do a sequel to a Green Lantern movie. And I talked about making the fact that Sinestro becomes evil, like, a really big deal. And I was thinking about this. Can you think of any movie that did it well? Like, where there's a good guy that you liked and you could tell he was a good guy, that the character became the bad guy by the end of it, and it was, like, really well done? I know it's been done in TV, but I can't think of many, like, movies that have done it well. Okay, Chronicle and Dark Knight just popped in my head, too.
It's been done well a bunch of times, Ian. It's a major trope in fiction.
At that moment, I could not think of it.
That's okay, I understand. No, but I think that's what...
as soon as I said it, examples started to flood into my brain.
This is one of the most overdone tropes in fiction.
I don't think it's overdone, but it's like one of the pillars of fiction writing.
But I do think it hasn't really been done with Star Wars. I think it might be interesting. Wouldn't it be interesting if Ben Skywalker or his father recreated the Jedi? And wouldn't it be interesting if Anakin Solo recreated the Sith?
Which would be weird, because, like, you don't create the Sith. That's the whole point of the rule of two, is there's a master and an apprentice. So I don't know, if you kill Vader and Palpatine at the same time, how do you, like, unless you count the Force Unleashed as canon, like, I don't know how you do that.
Well, I mean, clearly there are other Sith Lords. So the idea is that, like, well, you kind of parallel it where, you know, Luke recreated, like, is kind of the pillar of the modern Jedi. So then you have it where there's another Sith Lord who is kind of the pillar of the modern Sith, and he flocks to him. And therefore you got a kind of an interesting parallel of Luke.
What does everyone like to do today?
Alright, that's really annoying. And you can give Luke, then that way you can give Luke an adversary of a Sith Lord. So I think that's kind of a good way to do it. And again, you can also have all that stuff of the Empire coming back and of and do that thing I said earlier of the alien invasion that happens. So I think you can do all that while also doing the story I just said.
Mickey, is that you?
That's annoying.
Okay then. Anyway. Yeah, I guess I get you there. I don't know, the rule of two thing. It'd be interesting. I don't think you should bring the Sith back, at least not as a credible threat until the second.
I agree. Don't do it in the first movie.
Film the franchise.
I also think you should...
Which is weird, because I was just saying you have to have Sith. So how do you do lightsaber battles without having Sith?
Well, you can... Well, here's the... You have a Sith Lord in the first movie, and then but I'm saying... I think that the idea is you have Ben Skywalker and Anakin Solo be just close cousins in the first movie. And then in the second movie, you start to build up the idea that Anakin might become a Sith Lord. And then in the third one, you have him become a Sith Lord, or just be a Sith Lord the whole movie. And then you have them fight at the end.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think they should jump around in time a lot in this trilogy, or no?
They really... I don't know. They don't have a reason to. Like, think about it this way. In the prequel trilogy, they had to bounce around time because they had a lot of story they had to get out of the way to explain the original trilogy. I'm not opposed to it. I think that it could be good either way. But there was also quite a bit of gap in time between the original trilogy, too, but that was in actual production time. and I doubt that'll be the same
Yeah.
in this trilogy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah, I think they're probably going to film all these at the
no, I
same
don't know
time.
if they'll do it back to back, but it probably won't be like 5 years in between Star Wars movies.
Okay.
I think it depends on what the story is again, because I think that it depends on what the threat is and how much of it they have to build up over each movie. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just saying, if we were thinking about like using kids in the first movie, or not necessarily kids, because that did not work out well last time.
Well,
Yeah.
obviously you have to make them older because Luke and Leia and Han are old, so you have to age them appropriately. Unless Luke was really late, like a late sperm donor or something.
Or he just got the bad end of some Force lightning.
Oh God, I guess that could work.
Which doesn't explain why Leia and Han are also older.
They could have been hit by it too, I guess.
They all got on the wrong side.
It was a
Force
big,
lightning.
major like ricochet accident. Like they were out to dinner one night and Luke sneezed and like shot some Force lightning and like bounced off like a platter and like hit them all and they all aged.
That sucks, bro.
That would be like the worst fucking like dinner tragedy ever.
Pretty much.
But
sorry guys, it's late here. I'm yawning.
Okay. But I think that's a good way to do it. I think they haven't done it in Star Wars previously, so I think that's kind of a good way to distinguish this trilogy.
Yeah, and like that was one of the interesting things about Revenge of the Sith that just doesn't quite work because you're not invested enough in Anakin. It would be really cool to see the heartbreak of fighting of these two friends that like love each other fighting. You know.
I also think that the way you do it is you have the whole third movie be about Anakin Solo being a Sith Lord. You don't wait until the end like Revenge of the Sith does. So you may have to do some time jumping in that way.
Yeah, I could see that. See, the other thing that I enjoyed this about the prequels, but I think that Revenge of the Sith just rushed it. I enjoyed that Palpatine's just kind of in the background. He's kind of cool, and you don't suspect him. But all of a sudden, the third movie, he's just like, I am evil now.
I will destroy you, young Skywalker.
You're just like, where the hell did this dude come from? And then you don't even realize it's the same guy from the other two movies. He's written so, the first two, episodes 1 and 2, he's actually written really well and really cunning. And then the third movie, it's just he just puts on the frickin' top hat and evil twirly mustache.
I don't know if I go that far. I mean, there's a good reason for it in story where he blames it all on his disfigurement.
No, I don't mean that. I mean if you watch the prequels, he is so subtle, and he just seems like this politician that's actually trying to do the right thing. And then in the third movie, he starts saying these really blatant things, not from a Jedi, and you're like, wait, that dude's so evil.
Well,
the second anyone brings up the dark side,
I was always
evil.
sure that he was the Emperor when I watched those movies.
Actually, I did not know that. I was very surprised.
It was the same actor, so I was like, he's the Emperor.
Well, I didn't, so there.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I knew, so I didn't have the same reaction.
Well, no, for me, it's just he was written so subtly, and then in the third movie, the subtlety just gets thrown out. So it'd be interesting if you could keep the subtlety of, this guy's evil, or this guy's secretly evil. What if Anakin doesn't become a Sith Lord, Anakin Solo doesn't become a Sith Lord because, he's afraid or whatever, his grandfather was? What if he does it for the power? What if he decides, no, look at this chaos that has happened ever since the Empire fell. Look at the chaos we've grown up in. The only way to make sure it doesn't happen, the only way to protect people, is to be the one in control of it all.
Yeah. Well...
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Something else just occurred. And also it would make sense for him to have that because his father was... Han Solo was a smuggler, and he did what he wanted to get power. So it would be it would make sense if some of that came into Anakin's outlook on life and his quest for power. Is you do it for you, and and his reasons aren't entirely selfless. Like maybe he has a similar thing where he's doing it to protect the people he cares about, but fuck anybody else it hurts.
Or maybe he's training to be a Jedi when he's younger, but he quits because he just wants to go around fighting and saving people. He doesn't want to he doesn't have the discipline to learn it.
He's a rogue Jedi.
Or at least that's what he's.
Oh, we have ever seen
he doesn't
that
have
for a Jedi who goes
learn
rogue?
properly. That'd be like a Ronin.
That'd be badass.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking cool ass
Using
idea.
a
We see him
and a
just
lightsaber at the same time to fuck up aliens.
That'd be fucking awesome. That's how you do him. That's how you'd fucking do him. He's in the first or second movie, he's not a bad guy, or there's no hint of it. He's just yeah, I trained for a while, so I know how to use the Force and all that stuff, but I don't believe in the Jedi way. I just want to help people. I just want to do the right thing.
I don't want to get involved in politics.
I just want to make sure. Yeah, I don't want to learn all that. I don't believe in all that religion and stuff. Nice little callback to Han. How great would it be if Han was proud of the man his son had become, and Anakin's the one that ends up
Well, I don't know if Han would like it. I'm saying that. Well, maybe Han would be against it, and Anakin would call him a hypocrite.
I don't know. I think it'd be more interesting if Han was really proud of the kind of guy he was, that he was going on his own path,
he would,
not
though? Because he was such a different character in the last two movies.
Well, I'm not saying that he I'm not saying that Anakin Solo becomes this smuggler or anything. I just think it'd be interesting if he was this guy that ran around the galaxy just helping people as a Jedi, kind of like Rurouni Kenshin Manslayer, just walked around solving people's problems for them. And it's actually during that time period that he converts himself to the new, he becomes a neo-Sith.
Yeah, totally. I think that
doesn't become classic Sith. He just learns how to use the dark side powers. It was funny. Cracked did a short little series parodying Star Wars stuff, live action series, and there's it's called Jedi Academy, which is hilarious. The principal of the school looks just like Sidious, and the students are convinced he's evil, and he sees they see him using Force lightning to cook something. It's the dark side powers are totally acceptable sometimes.
Well, it'd be cool if he used Force lightning and stuff.
Yeah, he uses Force lightning around what was Luke's kid's name?
Ben Skywalker.
Ben. Yeah, he and Ben are on a mission together, and he uses Force lightning to take someone out, and he's that's a dark side power. It's it's something that works. Little subtle things that'd be so fascinating.
I just love the idea of a vigilante Jedi, just somebody who just does not give a fuck, just going around fucking blowing up the remainders of the Empire.
Or not necessarily blowing it up, but
Fucking
just
them up.
no, shutting it down, or since if we go into a universe where the there's all these civil wars and stuff, if instead of shutting down these remnants of the Empire or something, he keeps some of the lower people in power, but puts his own people or people that he trusts in charge of them. He takes over, he takes out the leadership of an Empire cell that's left in a certain space sector, and then he puts the local authorities or whatever in charge of that.
Sounds kind of like Zorro.
Branch of the Empire. Yeah, exactly, like Zorro, and then that's how he consolidates power himself.
That'd be awesome, man. Awesome. And also, it'd be cool to see him and Ben just kind of going head to head, and Ben's not all for this bullshit, and he believes in the old Jedi way. And shows this is why the Jedi Order exists, because you're going against it and you're causing all these other problems. So the other movies would be dealing with the consequences of Anakin's actions.
God, that's such.
I know. I just love the idea of vigilante Jedi.
See, I told you we could fucking do this,
I have
Phil.
my doubts.
Mickey Mouse, where are you now?
What?
Where the fuck is Mickey now? come here. Get your big ass head over here, Mickey.
All right, the Vigilante Jedi movie. This is Jedi going around fucking shit up.
I mean, seriously, original Star Wars is just a fucking rip-off of old Japanese samurai films. Fuck it, let's just keep doing that. It works.
Yeah, indeed. Totally. Let's do Yojimbo in space. I'm down. Which is interesting because they're a rip-off, or they're a reimagining of samurai movies, and samurai movies are a reimagining of westerns.
Exactly.
So let's just bring the whole thing full circle. Let's do fucking Good, the Bad, and the Ugly in space. the good, the bad, and the Jar Jar.
No, I think it'd be the good. It'd be the Empire, the Jar Jar, and the Sith.
No, the Jedi, the Sith, and the Jar Jar.
No, good.
Good, the Jedi.
Empire Strikes. No, good because Empire Strikes Back. Bad because Jar Jar.
Oh, ugly.
And ugly because the Sith Lords are always hideous.
Darth Sidious. Oh! Rhymes. Dropping some mad rhymes, man.
You're a clever bitch.
I want to see Han Solo die in the first movie.
Not necessarily the first movie, but I would like to see him die in the series.
I think...
Since I know Harrison Ford doesn't love Star Wars, so that'd be a good way to do it.
Well, I imagine he probably... I don't think he's going to make it out of Episode 7. I mean, he wanted to die in Empire Strikes Back, so I doubt he's going to make it out of Episode 7 alive.
He wanted to be dead in Empire?
Instead of the carbonite thing, he wanted Han Solo to be killed.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that.
He wants all of it.
Where the fuck is Milan? He just, I'll be right back and just fucking gone for, Me too.
He also wanted Indy to die. He said in the past he wants all of his characters to die.
It's a good idea.
You don't have to kill
Put
off
finality
Indy.
and make sure you can't be brought back for a shitty movie once you're 70 years old.
I enjoy Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
We should totally do Kingdom of
I'd
the
love
Crystal
to.
Skull.
Totally.
Yeah. Actually, whose week is it for
I
a
think
review
it's mine.
then? Because this was supposed to be your episode, but you didn't get back to me.
Well, you didn't ask.
So I did ask. Yeah, I did, and you just never replied.
If you did, I don't remember. But let's do all the Indiana Jones movies. Yeah.
All of them? Yeah, that should be fine. This isn't the end of the episode.
You guys can hear me bitch about Temple of Doom, because I hate Temple of Doom.
You hate Temple of Doom, but you
I
like
Crystal
Skull
better than Temple of Doom. I have a very controversial opinion. And I also like Last Crusade better than Raiders of the Lost Ark. I have very controversial views on Indiana Jones.
On.
Hello?
Hello, can you...
Hey.
Are you back, or is Mickey back?
Milan, unplug and plug your mic.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, we're good.
Is the quality good?
Alright. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so, you had a 20-minute break.
Yeah?
What have
Is
you got
everything
for me?
God fucking damn it.
Alright, everything is not
Okay.
Oh!
Jeez, it's a rough week for
Not been
Milan.
an easy week for Milan. Or an easy life for Milan.
Oh, dude, it was funny. You should have. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but the other night I was at Milan Jeftik's larval stage is actually Jabba the Hutt species, and his final stage is Cthulhu. This is Coon stage.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going? Everything okay?
No, it's not.
What's going on?
It's all gone so horribly wrong. The sky, man. Don't throw my wallet at me, Mickey. It has precious jewels in it.
Jesus Christ. Milan, what's going on?
Hey, Milan. Milan, ask your brother if he came and, like, yelled into your microphone while you were gone or
Did
something.
you come and yell into the microphone? Huh? No.
Because somebody
Okay.
just started yelling into the microphone in the middle of Ian and I talking, and it was really annoying.
Must
Yeah.
have been my father.
That was very
lovely.
annoying.
Yeah, I don't know. I was away taking money from a man in the coat.
That's fucking
Jesus.
sketchy.
Milan, like, you mentioned that you could have gone to New York to work for your, what was it, uncle that's part of the Russian...
Иди, Бука. Вот еще не надо.
He's saying tomorrow's Mother's Day. Never come back. He's being silly. He has a tendency of just spitting in your face and making a joke out of it.
Okay, then. Anyway. No, it's like, you're always talking about how, like, you have an uncle that's, like, part of the Russian mob. Are you sure you're not just unwittingly part of the Russian mob in Australia? Because, like, you're always doing these shady-ass things for your father.
Oh, he's gone again.
And there he goes. Oh my god, we cannot get a break.
Jesus
this
Christ.
week. Oh,
There ain't no rest
everything's
for the
going
wicked.
wrong. Money don't grow on trees. Got bills to pay, got mouths to feed. Ain't nothing in this world free.
There ain't no rest for the wicked. But yeah, Star Wars.
Han Solo. Okay,
See, that's how desperate we are, folks. We're not just gonna sing the Star Wars soundtrack.
No, alright, so let's go back to this whole, Anakin
Right.
Solo thing. So we're talking about Han Solo dying. I like the idea of him actually being really proud that his son's kind of, like, carved out his own path in life. Do you think Anakin should kill his father?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I think that would be very fitting. Either that, or it might also be interesting if he kills his mother, too. His mother's a political figure.
Alright, so, like, let me ask you this. Do you want... Like, I think it should be kind of unwittingly kills his father by accident kind of thing. And that's what, like, makes him really turn just, like,
Well,
full
what might be
evil.
kind of cool is if he has to assassinate his mother for some political reason, because she's about to do something that he doesn't agree with, and that his new Sith ways are compromised by, and he has to assassinate her, and in the process of assassinating her, like, he tries to do it in a painless way, his father catches him and tries to stop him, and he kills his father in the process, and that's the whole slippery slope down to becoming Darth fucking the Darth.
What's German for son?
Not a clue.
Because Vader is German for father, so...
No idea. I know that fucking Count Dooku's Sith name is Darth Tyrannus, and I have no idea why
Which is
the greatest name in the history of history.
Fucking Tyrannus, right?
Germans.
Tyrannus Baratheon. Giraffe.
Scene. Darth Scene, not as cool.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
his spike and shit.
S-E-I-N-E. Milan, what's the Russian word for son or child? Okay,
It's static.
there we go.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Hey, Milan, what's the Russian word for son or child?
Sin.
Sin? Oh, that'd be kind of cool. Darth Sin? No?
No.
Kind of on the nose, don't you think?
A little
Sin.
bit, but, you know.
I would like to declare
Darth
a filibuster on this podcast.
Why?
To tell you my idea for the next Star Wars film.
I'm terrified.
Okay.
Alright then.
Will you, Milan, since you've been, like, gone, since you were late, since you've been gone, since you've only made stupid jokes, can I ask that you please make this a serious answer to what you would do, as opposed to just like a rant or some bitching thing? So it's like we've been carrying the whole episode without you anyway.
All right then. For all those out there, I have not been tardy. I've just been going through my heroic journey. I've been through the cave, and I've talked to the mentor, and now I have yet to slay the dragon, but I will. And so this is my great and glorious retribution and time in the light as the hero journey ends.
Are you saying
Okay.
you want dragons in Star Wars Episode 7? Because I'm there.
I could see it. I mean, I guess in that allegory, the Rancor would be the dragon that Luke slays.
I suppose so. But anyway, my idea for this whole ridiculous thing that should have died years ago might as well do... Yeah.
Dude, be respectful. Come on, man. Like, when we talk about Superman, we don't talk about how Superman should stop being written. Come on, be nice.
All right, I'm sorry.
Did Star Wars kill your puppy or something?
Yes, it did. It beat it with a freaking piece of iron in front of my eyes.
It beat it with a blunt-edged lightsaber.
You'd think it would, like...
Not even the actual lightsaber.
No, just an iron pipe before my eyes. I can still hear the squeaks. Quick!
No, let's just kill this once and for all. Hold on, what bothers you about Star Wars?
I don't know. Like, I used to love Star Wars with all my heart and soul, and I still kinda do, but it's just been so overexposed in my mind that it's just...
Yeah, alright, I owe you money.
Told you. I fucking told you. He just won't admit he's a hipster.
I am not...
The textbook definition of a hipster. Because
I don't know what that
you
is.
must be bad.
How can I be...
Hold on. Hipsters do not like things simply because they're popular, and that's exactly what you just said.
Oh, how can I be a hipster if I kill them on a daily basis?
No, you're dodging it now. You are a hipster. You are the textbook definition of a hipster.
Oh my...
Now you've got to go get like a scarf and some glasses and
no.
shit. It's over, man.
Oh no.
What?
I have ridiculous stubble, I got no job or future, and I think I'm more intelligent than I actually am. Oh my god, you're right! Mickey, hand me the samurai sword. I must commit seppuku in shame.
Oh god.
I will after...
No, but alright. Go ahead. Give me the premise for what you would actually do if given the reins of Star Wars.
If I was given the reins of Star Wars, I would completely avoid any and all of the original cast. The world, I think, is big enough to come up with new characters. That's the thing that I don't like about all these 80s nostalgia rehashes. Oh, here's the character like 45 years later, when he's old and, yeah, can't do anything. So I'm just gonna, like, all original characters. Just give the young folk something interesting to do. And just have it be like 1,000 years in the future. And have the Empire Rebellion conflict just be something like the stuff you hear about Napoleon. It's all just ancient history. Horrible shit happened. A lot of genocides happened. Global genocides. But, you know, the galaxy.
Galactic.
Yeah, galactic genocide. You know, the good guys won.
That's a good-ass band.
Galactic genocide?
Yeah.
That's the Geeky Gentleman house band. Galactic genocide.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Alright, go on.
But anyway, and just have that whole situation, have those first like few movies just be history, and it just everybody knows it, and have it be the last great conflict in the universe, kind of like World War II. Oh, this is the only conflict that the good guys won and whatever, and just like that's what all the old ex-military guys talking about. Oh, I fought on the rebel side, or I fought on the this side, or that's it. Empire side, yeah. Just have it be that, but don't shove it down our faces. That's the thing. If you want to continue with the world, just let it be there in the background. Don't just shove the information in a boring, uncooked fashion down our gullets like the prequels did. and just all original characters, just like young Luke.
Well, that's actually kind of interesting because that was kind of done like in episode 4. Luke drops that thing where he's like, "Oh, did he fight with my dad in the Clone Wars?" And that's like, it's a line I never caught until I saw episode 2. I was like, "Oh wait," and then watched them back to back. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
And just like a young Lucas. He had he came up with an entire world, and he created puppets and new original characters, and I bet there's gonna be like a hell of a lot of other younger Star Wars fans who want to do exactly the same thing, but have it be hey, we're actually gonna use this stuff instead of throwing it out after we're gonna do another movie, and just have them create their own monsters. Of course you'll have a few original background aliens, just so people can know it's Star Wars, but all original designs, all original worlds, nothing brought back from the original sequels. Still have it feel in the world of Star Wars, but the thing is, like I said, you don't rely on CGI way too much. Incorporate large, like gigantic sets. Blur the two gloriously, because when those two when you combined giant ass sets with CGI, it looks fucking brilliant. Look at freaking Helsing. I mean Van Helsing, the movie. You say what you will about the story, but the sets, the costumes, it all looks fucking great. And I'm tired of just characters, I don't know, walking around on green screen all the time.
Mickey.
And, my father's come in covered in blood and with a hatchet. Yeah.
Like I said, are you sure that you, didn't accidentally, unwittingly join the Russian mob?
I did have to shoot a bum in the head to prove my worth, and,
Tuesday.
yeah.
If I may respond to a point about Star Wars, I agree. I feel like they shouldn't rely heavily on the nostalgia side of things to get people back into this new trilogy. I completely agree with that.
Yes.
And I think that'll be part of the.
yeah.
I think that'll be part of the charm of getting a new team in that's not George Lucas and not having George Lucas involved at all.
Yeah, because
I'm so happy
because
about that.
if you got an interesting world to play with, don't retell the exact same story over and over again.
Yeah.
I have my own personal thought on the prequels and how they managed to do Darth Vader right in a certain way, but
In some ways, yeah, but overall it falls apart.
Well, I'll get to that later, but essentially, have the characters interacting with a set. That's extraordinarily important. If you're gonna go big, just go big. All the original characters have some sort of not the same sort of cookie cutter, I'm the young blonde hero. I'm gonna meet a rogue and a princess and a big black bad guy. None of that. Have it be a little bit more nuanced, but at the same time not that much of a stretch from the world. That's the thing. You can do so many, just an unlimited amount of stories can be told in the Star Wars universe. And if you're gonna retell essentially the exact same story with new characters, it's no longer interesting. I'm sure have like Master and Apprentice arc there. Just this is what I want to do. Have this series take place from the perspective of the decimated Sith Lords, and have that whole Master Padawan relationship that the first original trilogy had, but with Siths, and kind of play around with that and actually humanize these quote unquote super evil bad guys. And
I mean, that's what the prequel tried to do, and it failed. But it's a really interesting premise. I agree with you.
No, but
I agree with that though that the Sith need to have more of a face.
Yeah,
because they really don't.
Yeah, but this time, yeah. I mean, you have the extended universe stuff,
But it would be really interesting just to see, like, there can only be two at once, and just have it be like, this is like years later, and the Sith have been all like wiped out, essentially all hunted down and fucking killed, and just, you know, there's like one master left, and he's this old crumbly, like Obi-Wan Kenobi but evil, and he meets this, and they have their own fucking prophecy. But at the same time, like, oh, Darth Vader wasn't it. They all have their fucking prophecies. Oh, there's gonna be a savior. There's always a fucking savior. So they're gonna, like, I'm gonna find, the guy's like, I'm gonna find a Sith Lord that will end all other Sith Lords. And he finds a kid, and he trains him up. But the thing is, don't have it be like this super creepy evil, you know, boy soldier type of a thing. Don't have that, but just don't have the kid be evil. Just let the master be fucking evil, but let over the movies, let them be humanized a little bit more, so they're not completely evil. You understand them. They're just characters who function on a different, you know, idea. And
different morality.
And like not all, like there was a saying in one Star Wars comic that I read. Not all guys who are Jedis are all Jedis are not all heroes, and not all of the Sith are, you know, pure evil. And play around with that. Just have it, you know, have it be like two different philosophical beliefs.
Absolutely.
And and just
see there and you go. Good.
And have those three movies kind of. The first one, essentially, it's kind of like the Republic is hunting down this, because this guy's a war criminal, this Sith Lord, and he's gotten himself an apprentice, and like we have like the current Jedi Order wanting to completely eradicate the Sith from the universe, and essentially it's kind of like a Running Man movie, like this guy and this kid running from the quote unquote evil Jedi Order who wants to kill him. And yeah, to them, they're kind of are. They're a bunch of fucking long-haired hippie motherfuckers who destroyed what was a good thing.
The Jedis are hippies.
Yeah, and like, everything was alright.
Everything's connected, bro.
Exactly.
Hey man, we're all connected to the Force.
Maybe that's why Star Wars took off when it did, because everybody was smoking.
So they thought that
weed
was the Force.
They thought that they could actually do it. So like they thought Star Wars was more of like a prophecy of things to come, as opposed to like a fiction.
It's like that scene from Mallrats where fucking Silent Bob is trying to move the joints with his mind.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what everybody was doing.
Yeah, sorry everyone.
No, I'm a lot. See, I like that. There's a lot of really interesting ideas. Bill and I were talking more of like things grounded real time after the events of the original trilogy, but you got some good ideas there, and I do enjoy them.
So this is my plan for the first three movies. Essentially, the first one is a chase film before this old master running away with his student. I get that. That's good. And have the second movie. He's trained up, and he has to do some sort of like epic quest or whatever to prove himself as a Sith master. Basically, but this is better. This is good. Basically, what happens is the Sith Lord wants to go out and kill a bunch of Jedis, assassinate them, to get his own back. Some really important Jedi people in the Jedi Order, and he takes this kid along, and he says, like, you got to fight this Jedi Lord to prove your worth. It's like, I'm gonna we're gonna try to kill this one Jedi Lord. You're gonna help me, and basically he kind of throughout the series, it would kind of seem like the apprentice is being used by the master, not like that, but just like as a distraction. He's teaching him, but he's also kind of using him as a distraction. Like, here, fight this guy. You got beat by this Jedi Lord. You got your arm cut off. I come in behind him and cut his head off. I'm like, don't worry. And so it's kind of like the apprentice sees his master's like guy who always gets there in the nick of time and saves him. while but in reality the Master's just kind of waiting in the shadows, waiting for his perfect opportunity to strike and kill the Jedi Lord.
Sounds kind of like Force Unleashed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, a little bit. So just have, but through the, through the film, have like the Jedi, I mean the Sith's like philosophy be a little bit challenged, because you kind of meant to act like that in the Sith, be like backstabbing little bastards, but loyal at the same time, and have like this.
Well, that's the funniest thing about the rule of twos. It's like there always has to be two. But you gotta realize, eventually the guy you're training is going to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, that's the thing, like have that be challenged in the mind of the Master, because the apprentice and the Master kind of develop a really genuine father-son relationship, and have the Master like not be like this super evil guy, just have him be like a super fucking like really hardcore soldier guy who has this weird tendency of neo-Nazism about him, kind of like a war criminal. Essentially, just cast my stepfather, and just
this movie is slowly turning into an allegory about how Milan feels.
Shut up! It's not. It's not. Stop playing armchair psychologist. But yeah, just see, the Master.
So close though, what you're saying, and then when you said that, I'm like, oh my god, it's exactly what that relationship is.
It's not. It's. I do want to kill him in his sleep and take his place, but
take his place in my mother's bed. But that's
oh my god!
Exactly what you just implied.
Oh my god, that sounds like something from a horrible, fucked up Greek tragedy. Oh my god.
Oedipus.
Shut up, you.
Milan, I want to make a. Milan, I'm gonna pay to have you and your family flown to America, and we're gonna go to Hollywood, and we're gonna make a movie in which you play King Oedipus, and it's gonna be a porno, and you're gonna have a.
We're just gonna film a lot of orgy scenes.
For everyone watching that's new, just so you know, Milan has a really, really touchy thing about like incest with his mom. He gets really disgusted.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so much fun.
React as if that's like an unusual thing. Like that's something that is unique to Milan. Like that's not something everybody has. Like if I Like,
well,
if I did that to you, tell me, be like, yeah, you know what? Sure, why not?
I'd hit that.
Well, no, I mean, I'm not going to be, like, happy to think about it, but I'm not going to, like, freak out like Milan does. And it's funny because usually Milan is, like, untouchable. You can describe the most fucked up shit to Milan. It just bounces off his... It bounces off of his rotund form. And this is the only thing that pierces him.
Right. And you enjoy that hole, don't you? You just enjoy just sticking that knife in that hole repeatedly until you find pleasure.
Yep.
Anyway...
out repeatedly out of Milan's mother.
Oh, nigga, I'm gonna kill you.
So wait. Let me ask this, Milan. Is it just incest with your mom, or is it anyone having sex with your mom that bothers you?
Funny enough, I would be the first guy to get guys to have sex with my mom. I'm like,
okay,
right,
so
that's all right.
Like, I'm like, my mother is feeling bad. A big black man. Can you have sex with her to make her feel good? Thank you, Jaron. You're a good boy. You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I basically, I'm willing to be my mom's, like pimp. Not
gigolo.
Not gigolo.
No.
Fuck
no,
you. I'm gonna kill.
Let's
get off this topic, please. I'm my hands are fucking shaking in disgust and fear.
Well,
and that. Anyway.
More spaceships.
Okay. Basically, like the relationship, like the master-student dynamic gets put under like a test. Like it's put under a strain because like in a genuine Sith master apprentice relationship, there's supposed to be this kind of this guy's gonna kill you one of these days, but through their trials and tribulations, they kind of become closer, and they kind of become like father and son. And it's kind of like there's a genuine, like, the Sith Lord genuinely starts to care about his young apprentice, and as he gets older, the boy grows up to be a Sith Lord, but he's not that much like he's not the traditional Sith Lord. He still he hasn't eradicated all hate. All love and touchy-feely Jedi stuff from his psyche. He's still he's a hardcore motherfucker. He's what Darth Vader should have been, just this insanely cutthroat, practical strategist.
That's what Darth Vader was.
Well, before he put.
That's what Darth Vader was till the prequels.
The prequel. So he was essentially badass, but he wasn't evil though. He was
actually. Rockman LP left a comment on Bobby and I did the Star Wars Day, and Rockman LP left a comment on it. He goes, "The first time you see Star Wars Episode 4 and Darth Vader shows up, you're like, who's this badass? And then when you watch it after watching the prequels, you're wondering if he's still crying like a bitch." I'm like,
no! That should be the episode title, Geeky Gentlemen. No!
That's like no views. But anyway, that's the thing. There's gonna be this relationship between those two, and like the third movie, the student's all grown up. He's a bona fide Sith Lord, but they do perform these assassinations. They're kind of hunted by the Jedi now because because in the second film they've done some pretty fucked up shit to the Jedi Order, like they've guerrilla warfare essentially. And they managed to get in close with the Jedis, right? And basically somehow the apprentice manages to get into their inner circle and convince them that he was trained by some sort of Jedi master at the end of the universe, And he basically gets it's a sheep in wolf's clothing. But the thing is, the apprentice isn't evil. He can kill. He can kill ruthlessly and efficiently and smartly. But he won't kill innocent people. Well, that is kind of a mandatory thing for Jedi. For Sith Lords, and his kind of kindness kind of poisons the Master's own resolve a little bit. Not resolve, but his eventual admission that yes, their relationship is going to turn sour, and they're gonna either one of them have to kill each other at their end to prove their strength.
You know what'd be interesting?
Yeah.
You know what'd be interesting is if the Master is so pissed at him for not being a good Sith that he starts fighting him, and that's how the Master ends up dying, is that he forces the apprentice to kill him.
Yeah, but I want this to happen not out of hatred. I want this to happen this needs to happen because he's proud of I got he feels extraordinarily proud about his apprentice, and he knows he kind of has this weird guilt because he thinks he's not a true Sith. He has too much of a Jedi in him. He hasn't embraced the dark side fully. But at the same time he's yeah.
Mm-hmm. I really like that idea of humanizing the Sith Lords.
Yeah, it's good stuff, and we kind of got into a similar side of it, not humanizing the Sith, but just showing a
realistic rise or a fall to becoming a Sith. Why a Sith would be more appealing than a Jedi. It's an interesting idea. So yeah.
And I think that we've gotten a lot of good ideas out of this video. And Milan, sorry, but it's really late for Bill and I, and we just had so much difficulty getting you on tonight, but I'm glad that we got a lot of really good a really good outline for a series out of you, and that's what Star Wars could be, and there are elements of that in the prequels and the original series.
Also,
to some extent.
Before we completely finish up, I have this other really quick idea for a 4 episode arc. Essentially, it's it's this really heartfelt, really in-depth look at the life. Yeah?
Right when we're about to get it.
My father just said that I'm no longer his carer and that he never wants to see me again in his house alive. They said, what was? Oh yeah, Jar Jar Binks.
This is when you have to kill him to take his power.
Not too big. $800.
Yeah. Anyway, Jar Jar Binks. I want a 4-episode quadrilogy, just focusing on the life of Jar Jar Binks's butt. Just nothing. Just all the interesting stuff is happening. You hear all the dialogue, but the camera is fixed on Jar Jar Binks's butt.
Does he ever like go all Ace Ventura and talk out of his ass? Literally?
Yes. He does that to the audience. He breaks the fourth wall and just openly mocks the audience
with his
saying,
ass.
With his ass, saying you have not had sex since the 1970s. La ja ja.
But I wasn't even born in
know.
the 70s.
Well, you hadn't had sex.
I saw a really funny video today.
Yeah.
I saw a really ridiculously funny video. It was like, admittedly, the editing was kind of crummy because it was hard to hear, but just the premise alone was hilarious, and I want to hear more of it. It was called Jar Jar Bane, and it was Bane lines, but said with like the Jar Jar style of like speech impediment. So it was like Misa saying you's got, but Misa saying you's got my permission to die.
So basically, like any other South African accent, that is what Bane would have sounded like if they genuinely made him sound South African.
Since when was Bane South African?
I don't know. He's a white guy that is big, and he has a foreign way about him, and he was found in a pit in the desert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bane was Hispanic.
In the movies, I mean.
Tom Hardy was British. He was totally doing Sean Connery.
It doesn't matter. In my mind, Bane is always South African.
What? Why South African?
I don't know. I guess that's seen in the plane while they're in Africa. I'm like, yep, that.
They're not in
They're in the Middle East.
They're not. It doesn't matter. It's all just one big lap of land. People.
They're all brown.
They're all brown. Doesn't matter.
They all have unstable governments.
Yeah.
No, but all right. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Anyone got any final thoughts on like Star Wars? You want to go round table here? Just final thoughts on like what should be done with a new film
finally
series.
Kill off R2-D2 and C-3PO. Tragically, get some new droids in there.
I want the beginning of the first 3 seconds of the film. They should bring literally as much of the surviving cast back for that first 3 seconds and just brutally murder them all. Luke, Leia, Han, Chewie, just as like R-rated fucking lightsaber death to all of them. And just say, no more. Damn. Grow up, America. And here, introduce like a hip, new 90s flavored Star Wars crew, because we want to stay relevant, kids. You know, we want to appeal. No.
They're wearing neon orange robes.
Yeah.
and they're riding around on
denim jackets and shit.
Yeah. No. Better yet. Yet.
Denim Jedi robes.
Yeah. Better yet. They instead of the 90s, which was the golden age for. Like, it was truly the greatest generation. But,
that is so wrong. It's not even funny.
It is. For all those out there.
Part of that generation, too, I know.
Yeah. No, guys, I'm serious. If you, like, all of the generations hence and previously, you all suck in comparison to the glories of the 90s. And I say this with the utmost sincerity. Okay. Anyway. Just have instead of like 90s kids, just have them be hipsters, all of them.
And that way, Milan can sympathize with them.
Shut up! I am not a hipster, you big lizard bastard, motherfucker.
Nice dump.
I'm pretty sure you are, Milan. I hate to say it.
Oh my! I gotta shave my beard. I want to. I'm gonna just to fucking prove you wrong. I'm gonna shave my fucking head and beard and walk around with
that's
just
popular.
Now, hipsters are like people who do the stuff that is popular. I'll just look like a skinhead. Fuck it. You know, just to prove you wrong, just to show how I'm not part of this group.
Just to do something because it's not popular to do.
Stop it! You're scaring me. Stop it! No,
I wonder, what does that sound like?
No.
Milan doesn't want to fit in with a fad.
No.
He's the anti-hipster. He's a hipster, hipstering against hipsters.
Exactly.
So does that make me the ultimate hipster? Whoever hipstered a hipster?
Yes. You were like the Superman of the hipsters.
I am hipster prime.
Like all the other hipsters look up to you.
I am hipster prime, essentially.
Yes.
Exactly. Anyway.
No, guys,
right, so
guys, we cannot let that go. Can somebody please end me? Ian, can you kill me?
No, you have to live. Your punishment is to have to live back. Okay, anyway, let me get my final thoughts on Star Wars. No, I love the Star Wars franchise, and they're great movies, and I was really excited when Disney bought them because, I'll admit that Pirates aren't the greatest series of movies or anything, but if they're half as good as that, then I'll be happy. I don't need Star Wars to be this amazing, super intelligent, thought-provoking thing.
And
I don't need it
was. It never fucking was to begin with.
I know that. Let me fucking finish. I'll let you finish your thoughts. I don't need it to be amazing or super profound or to change the world. I want fun, enjoyable sci-fi movies that look beautiful and are fucking awesome to watch. And J.J. Abrams, say what you will about his Star Trek movies, but they're fun to watch. So if we get something that's half as good as the Star Trek and half as good as the Pirates movies, I'll be perfectly satisfied. As far as from a story aspect, I'd like to see them do some stuff that pays tribute to the old, but tells its own story. And I think one of the biggest problems with the prequels is they were trying to build into the old, and that becomes really hard to write. And I think that this, they have an open door. They can go wherever they want now, since it's taking place after Episode 6. I'm really excited for that. I think it's great, because you can pay tribute to the old. You can do some cool things. Like, I'd love to see Leia holding a lightsaber or using the Force. I'd love to see Luke training Padawans. But I don't necessarily need them to be the main characters. I would like them to be kind of like Yoda, in Empire. I'd like them to be really, extended kind of roles that are just on screen for a short amount of time, but not main characters. But those are my final thoughts. I wanted to get those out, and I'm really excited for this series of movies. I'm not expecting Oscar-worthy films, but I'm excited to see what we get.
I'll be there.
Anyway, Bill, what are we talking about next week, even though we've already said?
We're going to be reviewing other Lucasfilm property that I love, that I'm a bigger fan of than Star Wars. We are going to review all 4 Indiana Jones movies.
Oh, it's the one with the little alien that stays at home in the family and he eats cats.
What?
Wait,
what? Alf?
Yeah,
what the fuck does it have to do with Indiana Jones?
I thought that was the same thing.
You're crazy.
No, you know what happened was they basically took a bunch of Indiana Jones clips and a bunch of Alf clips and just cut them together, and they showed that on Russian TV. I don't know. I'm lying. To fucking
viewing Matt.
I'm just lying. I just lie when I'm painted into a corner with a joke.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, but we're gonna review Indiana Jones next week.
Yeah.
Alright, Milan, you are no longer the madman. You are now the hipster.
Yes, you...
No. And you're going to have to sign off with that. You're doing it.
Otherwise, we won't end the show unless you do it.
Alright, so everyone, thank you for listening. And until next time,
I'm the fanatic!
I'm not doing it.
Do it.
I am not doing it.
Milan, what we'll do is I'll have Ian cut together audio of you saying, I am the hipster, just by taking those 4 words from different episodes and combining them. It's possible.
No.
It is, and I'll do it. So you might as well just do it.
I'm the anti-hipster. I'm not even near the word hipster. I love Superman. I love Batman. I like milk toast. I'm the least hipsterish individual ever.
Come on, just say it.
No, I'm a madman.
Just
I'm
say
a
it.
madman.
No, be honest with
Just
yourself.
say it.
No, I'm crazy.
Just say it.
I'm crazy.
Juan, just
no.
say it. Just
no.
say it. Just
Do
say
it, Juan.
Just say it.
Why are you so mean?
Just do it. Juan, do it or I'm going to start telling
do it.
incest jokes.
No, I would say.
Do it. Do it. Peer pressure. Peer
Do
pressure.
it.
Peer
Smoke it,
pressure.
Milan. Smoke it. Don't be such a lame-o.
Don't be such a...
Don't be such a dicklick.
No, I did the, I watched Pulp Fiction the other night, and Uma Thurman does the square thing, and I just did that, even though this
Don't
is a
be a
podcast.
square.
Milan, say it.
I am... Say something mean to make me hard at least, Ian.
Your mother makes you hard.
I just got an anti-boner. It's, no, I'm not a
Milan.
hipster.
Mom, what are you?
No, I'm gonna stand up for myself. I'm gonna tell the truth. I am not a hipster. I am a
Milan,
proud...
I tell you that Batman is the greatest comic book character ever created. What is your response?
That is the truth. Ugh. I love Batman. He is so not overdone.
Hipster.
Milan, just say it. Just fucking say it so we can end the show.
Fuck you. I'm not saying it. I still have some shred of dignity.
So Milan, I was thinking about it the other night, and have you considered for Mother's Day just, giving your mom a good, pussy?
Yes, Ian.
Just getting down there.
I have considered just going down on that old, greasy, disgusting beaver for Mother's Day.
Well, maybe you should let it ride your face instead.
Ian,
What?
just edit together him saying, I am the hipster.
No,
No,
I
we're
would go
doing this.
down on that bitch. Fuck you. I would sooner have sex with my mother than call myself a hipster. I would
Come on.
I would sooner do that.
Hold on, then you better buy some condoms, because you're going to be fucking your mother.
Yes, I guess I will.
Milan, all right, Milan, I will give you an ultimatum. Either you have to give your mom head for Mother's Day, or you have to say right now, my name is Milan Jeftik 1992, and I am the hipster.
I would sooner suck on her goddamn fucking clitoris than say those fucking words.
Okay, I'm gonna edit it together.
No,
and then
don't,
you're gonna
dude.
have to
Well,
do
just
that
say it
anyway.
then.
No, I'm not.
Then he's going to do
Dude,
that.
I don't... At least I'll have my fucking dignity in knowing that you fucking fake
But your
that.
dignity will be false, because we will have fabricated you saying, I am the hipster.
No, I'll at least have my dignity, even though I'm going down on it.
Having incest is more of a noble fucking act than being a hipster.
Well, dude, it's not a terrible thing to be a hipster.
Oh,
you just
it is.
are one. Just
If somebody calls me...
no, it's
it
not.
is.
It's really not.
It is.
It's really
I'm not a hipster.
no. It's
Just be
really
honest
not
with
that big a
yourself
deal.
about
No one.
it.
I am not a
Dude,
hipster.
All right, then why are you not a hipster if you're like so adamant about denying like the
If you weren't a hipster, why would you
definition of
feel the need to defend yourself so vehemently?
Because you got...
Milan, like honestly, Milan, if you weren't a hipster, you would just say it. You would just say it, and like, cause that's the thing. Hipsters don't like to be called hipsters. So just say it, and then like maybe you won't be one.
All right then. I am a hipster.
Good enough. All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. Until next time, we are your Geeky Gentlemen. I'm the philosopher.
I'm the fanatic.
You fucking tricked me, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty much. All right, bye everyone.
Bye, David.